Welcome to Maths with EJD. In this video, I'll be talking about dominant solvable simultaneous games. In the previous video, I talked about dominant solvable sequential game. So in the sequential game, it's a kind of turn by turn game. But in the case of simultaneous game, it's different. It's like a one-off. So each player plays his game, walks away, and the other player comes and plays. So we want to solve the same problem we solved the other time and see if it's going to give us the same result. But first, an overview of dominant solvable simultaneous games. Of course, the idea of dominant solvable is that you can eliminate dominated strategies until you get the Nash equilibrium. Then it's simultaneous, just like I've explained in this case. The other one was sequential. So a dominance solvable simultaneous game involves players making decisions, players making decisions at the same time, at the same time, without knowing others' choices, without knowing others' choices. In the case of sequential, right? A plays and then B sees what A plays and B plays like that. But here they are playing at the same time so they are eliminating their dominated strategies at the same time. So without knowing others' choices. Of course, we may not be able to demonstrate that they are doing it at the same time, but we can show it in parts that A plays all his games, B plays all his games, and then we go on. So without knowing others' choices, and then where dominated strategies, where dominated strategies are iteratively removed, iteratively removed for all players. Okay. Dominator strategies are iteratively removed for all players. So after removing these dominated strategies, after removing these dominated strategies, after removing these dominated strategies, the remaining strategies, the remaining strategies lead, the remaining strategies lead to a unique equilibrium, a unique equilibrium. Of course, that's our goal, to get the Nash equilibrium for every game. Okay. So here, dominance solvability, dominance solvability simplifies analysis, simplifies analysis, simplifies analysis as it guarantees, as it guarantees a clear rational solution. It guarantees a clear rational solution. So we assume that all players are rational and they will go for their best, payoffs. Okay. Now, having said this, let's jump in and take an example, the same example like we took the other time. So, same example. We have two players. We have player A with strategies A1, A2, A3, and we have player B. We have player B with strategies B1, B2, B3, and the same payoffs like we had before: 3, 2, 1, 3, 3 for A and 2 for B, 1 for A and 3 for B, then 4 for A, 1 for B, 2 for A, 1 for B, 2 for A, 2 for B, 3 for A, 4 for B, then 0 for A, 3 for B, 3 for A, 4 for B, 1 for A, 2 for B. And this is the payoff matrix for the game. So the goal is to eliminate, the goal is to eliminate all dominated strategies, all dominated strategies for each player, for each player at once in order to obtain the Nash equilibrium. In order to obtain the Nash equilibrium. Okay, now that works. So let's go ahead and solve. So solution. So uh we have just two turns there. We have player A's turn, player A's turn. So player A emerges, plays his game. I mean, eliminates all the dominated strategies and walks away. So let's have the stuff now. The payoff matrix 3 2 1 3 4 1. Then we have 2 1 2 2 3 4, and then we have 0 3 3 4, and then 1 2. Okay, so well, even this, we can go for different approaches. Since we want to do it in one blow, I guess we can just do that now. Of course, you already know this is A1, A2, A1, A2, A3. And then this is B1, B2, B3. So this is for player A and this is for player B. And then so what we are interested in seeing which is the best of this A1, A2, A3 for player A at once. So let's look at that. So across all the methods, right? So if player B plays a strategy B1, right? So let's look at the highest payoffs for each strategy. So for strategy A1, player A gets 3. For B1, okay. Okay, let's look at the number of strategies that actually dominates. So we'll just paint like that. So comparing A1 and A2, A1 is higher. Then A1 is definitely higher than 2 and 0. So strategy A1 is leading. Then what if player B chooses strategy B2? So here we have the highest here is 3. Okay, the highest here is 3. So the highest payoff anywhere for strategy B2 is for A3. And then we can now go to B3. So if you go to B3, right? Strategy. So which of the payoffs is the highest? The highest payoff is actually 4. Okay. So we see that if you compare strategies A1, A2, A3, so strategy A1 has two best payoffs of all three, two best payoffs of all three, two best payoffs of all all uh all three strategies for player A. Then you see that this other one has okay, I guess I don't want to, let me not write too much story so it can be neat. So strategy A1 gives two best payoffs. Strategy A2 gives zero best payoffs. Okay. And then strategy A3 gives one best payoff of all payoffs anywhere. Okay. So this way we can see that strategy A1 dominates all the other two. So we see that um, A1 is greater than A1 is better than A3, and A3 is better than A2. Okay, so that means that strategy A1 dominates, strategy A1 dominates A2 and A3. So it means that A2 and A3 should go, okay? A2 and A3 will have to go. So A2 gone, A3 gone. Okay, so we have that. So it means that automatically player A1 is going to go for strategy A1. So settled. So we can say that A1 is, should I spell that out clearly? Strategy A1, strategy A1 is player A's preferred strategy. Player A's preferred strategy. Okay, so that goes. So then that is player A's turn. We have played player A's turn. We know A1 is player A's preferred strategy. No matter what B does, A1 is the best. Then let's go and do the same for B now. So um so we have taken player A's turn. Let's now look at player B's turn. Player B's turn. So same game, same payoff. They don't. Nobody knows what the other person is doing, right? So we start again from the scratch. We have 3-2, 1-3, 4-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-4, 0-3, 3-4, 1-2, and this is A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. So this is player B. This is player A. So just like before, the focus was on player A here. So now we are shifting our attention to player B. So player B is eliminating all dominated strategies. And how do we do that? We are comparing strategies B1, B2, B3 across all of A1 strategies for player B. So can we go? So check check all the strategies available to player B, right? What is the best? So here now, if you check. Okay, so this one was across, right? This is going to be down the group, down the strategies. So here, the best strategy for this best payoff for B1 for player B is 3 here. So 3 is bigger than 2 is bigger than 1. So 3 for B1. So if you go to B2, the best strategy is 4 coming from A3. I mean coming from strategy B2, sorry. And then if we go to strategy B3, the best payoff anywhere is actually 4, coming from strategy that's corresponding to A2. So um so here now we have 2, 3. So the best strategy anywhere here. Okay, I guess. So if you look at this, 2, 1, 3. 3 is higher, is the best, is the highest. 3, 2, 4. 4 is the best. Then 4, I mean 1, 4, 2. 4 is the best. Okay, so let's now see. So for all the strategies now, so we see that uh okay, so let's see how do we decide this? Okay, so in this case, we see that every strategy seems to have one strategy that dominates the rest. So maybe this approach may not work uh, the best here. So in that case, we can now go step by step, right? And compare and check them in pairs, right? So, okay, well, let me do that. Let me do that since that was the approach I started with. So let me just say that, okay, here now we have one best payoff, one best payoff here, one best payoff again. And coming here, we have one best payoff. So there's a kind of tie. So we can't really decide which is the best strategy right now just by looking at this because every strategy, B1, B2, B3, has one best payoff. Of course, we cannot begin to compare values and everything, but maybe that would be too clumsy. So you know what? We are going to, so that is, so this is like doing, so what we did here globally, we were able to get the best strategy for A without having to go any extra mile. But since it's not happening globally, we have to go down. So, so the first one was comparing all strategies. So now for player B now, so let's compare strategies. Compare strategies. in pairs. Okay, compare strategies in pairs. Since there is no clear dominating strategy. Okay, so do them in pairs, and we might be able to break some ties. All right. So again, let's get the payoffs. We have 3 2 1 3, 3 2 1 3, 4 1, 2 1, 2 2, 3 4, 0 3, 3 4, and 1 2. So this is A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3 for players A and B. And now the focus is on B. We already know A1's best strategy is, A's best strategy is A1, but we couldn't get that kind of thing directly for B. So we have to do comparison. So first, let's start with B1 and B2, B1 versus B2. What happens if player B, for B1 versus B2, across all the possible strategies that A1 can pull off, right? So now let's check that. So we see that here, so B1, so for strategy A1, so B1 gives 2 points, but B2 gives 3. So we have that. For strategy A2, that when A plays strategy A2, B2 gives 2 points, which is better than, 3 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1. So the dominating strategies are those. Then for if A plays strategy A3, right? Then it means B2 gives 4 points, which is bigger than 3 points. So clearly here now we see that so if we do the pairing, if we do pairs, we see now that this one gives 0 best payoff. So strategy B1 gives 0 best payoff. If you compare them in twos like this, then here now this gives 3 best payoffs. In fact, all the best payoffs are from strategy B2. Okay. So in that case, what that simply means is that strategy B2 dominates strategy B1. Strategy B2 is greater than strategy B1. So that implies that B2 dominates B2 dominates B1. And that means we have to eliminate B1. So it means that in the next round, B1 is not going to be in contention. Okay. So, like you've seen, try it globally. If it doesn't work globally, then do pairs. So, in the next place now, we are now going to have so now we have just B2 and B3 across this. So that will be now 1 3 2 2 3 4, then 4 1 3 4 1 2. So, and we have A1, A2, and A3, whereas B1 is gone for B. So we just have B2, B3, player B, player A. Don't forget, B is still in contention. We have found the best strategy for A to be A1. So B is still in contention now. So here, what do we do? Again, we go and check like that. So now we are comparing strategies B2 and B3, strategies B2 and B3 now. So if player A rather chooses strategy A1, so where do we have the best payoff? The best payoff here is from B2. Then if player A chooses strategy A2, the best payoff is coming from B3. Okay. If player A chooses strategy A3, the best payoff is coming from is 4, which is coming from B2. So now it's easy to break the ties because we now have two better payoffs. Two better payoffs are coming from strategy B2, whereas we have only one better payoff. One better payoff. So now we have a clear winner. So we see that strategy B2 is better than strategy B3. That's the same as saying B2 dominates, B2 dominates B3, and anything that is dominated has to go. So B3 is out of contention now. So we can cross out B3. Okay. So B3 is gone because it's dominated by B2. So it means that um so just like what we concluded for A, right? What we concluded for A, that strategy A1 is player A's preferred strategy. So in this case, strategy B2 is player B's preferred strategy. Okay. Now we can now go for the Nash equilibrium. That's the final showdown. Nash equilibrium. Nash equilibrium. So from what we have, right? We have 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 0, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, and all of that for A1, A2, A3 belonging to player A, and B1, B2, B3 belonging to player B. So from what we saw already, right, we discovered that A1 was player A's best strategy. Okay, we saw that in the first when A played, and then when B played, we saw that B2 was player B's best strategy. So the Nash equilibrium now is the place where these two strategies intersect. Okay, so automatically the Nash equilibrium is this 1, 3. Okay, so um so so okay, the Nash equilibrium, let me say that the Nash equilibrium is the payoff on which is a payoff on which player player A player A's and player B's best strategies intersect. Okay, in this case in this case the the Nash equilibrium is A1 comma B2, which is equal to 1 comma 3. So player A player A gets 3, while player A gets 1 while player B gets 3. Interestingly, I think, let me write that still. Interestingly, the Nash equilibria, can I put it this way? The Nash equilibria are the same, are the same for both sequential, and simultaneous games, for both sequential and simultaneous games. Okay. So that's the end of this. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you want to subscribe because you have a whole lot to learn here, a lot already available and a lot more to come. So hit the notification bell also after subscribing so you can get alerted each time a new video is released. After that, I'll be talking about repeated games and strategies, and that'll be most likely the last video for game theory for now. And of course, you also want to comment, let me know how useful these videos are for you. And if you want me to teach a topic or solve a problem, then you want to like and share so that more people can have access to this great learning. Till I come your way again, keep playing the game of life with wisdom. Bye.